Hello everyone, Crow back with another episode of The Crow Show. As I always do, I start out with pickups. Now, about 5 seconds before I was going to start filming this, I'm like, oh, I really have no pickups except for one thing. But then I realized, I looked over and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, my wife did buy that at, it's a store called Five Below, where everything is $5 or less. And the reason I totally forgot about this is because it totally doesn't look like a video game. And that is this. This is actually Babysitting Mama. And yes, it has the game in there and the baby. And this was $5. What you do, and I wonder if it is diagrammed. Yes, it is. It's diagrammed on the side right here. You throw the Wiimote inside of the baby and play the game that way. Now... She bought that just because it was $5, but I may have to play this for Crow Plays, because she's like, I have a request for your Crow Plays videos. Yeah, play this game. I was like, oh, I guess I have to now since you requested it. I mean, I don't normally take requests anymore, but then if I do this, it's not gonna be for quite some time because I've got a long list of videos in the works for Crow Plays, and I'm only posting 2 a week, so I'm not forced into just doing that. And I'll get to well, I might as well skip to that. I've been playing 2 weeks ago. I didn't mention this last week because I forgot, but the day before I made last week's video, I'd played 9 games for Crow Plays videos. I'm not gonna say exactly what they were, but 3 of them were for the Famicom, 3 of them were for the Atari 2600, the Atari 5200. And the reason I pulled that out is because I hadn't done a Crow's Play video for the Atari 5200, and I did 3 videos for the PS1. Now, I did get one other game, and it's not a physical game, it's a DLC game, but a lot of people have been asking me, hey, did you get the Pinball Arcade? And yes, I did get the Pinball Arcade. I got it for... Well, I picked it up for the Android phone, and if I haven't mentioned it yet, there are already extra DLC tables for the Android and the iOS, and that is Medieval Madness and The Machine, Bride of Pinbot. So I've downloaded those on my phone as well. The Xbox Live version came out before the PlayStation version did, and the reason I waited until I got the PlayStation version is because by buying the PS3 version, you automatically get the Vita version, and I've played both of them, and they're both fantastic. Well, fantastic. They could use some improvement, let's just say that, but they are better than the actual discs. The Pinball Hall of Fame disc that came out. The physics are much improved. In fact, it screws me up because I'm used to the ball acting a certain way in those games, but they bounce more realistically. Let's just say, like right off the flippers and stuff. In the Pinball Hall of Fame, they kind of floated around. They kind of went up high, just kind of hung around up there. But no, the ball physics are much improved than the new ones. Now there are some glitches. I've had a game on me where I hit the button, like, I guess faster than it was expecting to start the game, and the game hung. It actually didn't move into position correctly, and I had to stop the game and restart it. Yeah, just some, minor, things that I guess they could tweak here and there, and I know that they're going to be working on it. I've been to their Facebook page a couple times, I can't not remember if it's Far Sight Studios or Far Light Studios. For some reason, whatever reason, I can't remember which one it is. But I've checked out forums. People are really into this. They're listing all these bugs and stuff. But it's fun. If you liked Pinball Hall of Fame games, you're gonna like the Pinball Arcade. It's pretty much exactly the same thing, except you'll be able to download updates and whatnot to fix bugs and everything. But I'm glad those tables are there. I was playing on the PS3. I played Theater of Magic. Got pretty decent score on that one. Well, not as good as some of those people that are really into the game, but I did manage to beat the top score, like built into the high scores on Theater of Magic. I was able to, on the PS Vita version, on the Tales of the Arabian Nights, I was able to defeat the genie actually pretty within a few games actually. It was very intuitive, I guess. And the PS3 version, not the PS3 version, but the Vita version works out really good too, because you can choose to play it like normal with the buttons, or you could use the touch screen for the flippers. You got the right analog stick that you could use for the plunger. You got the left analog stick to nudge. But also what they did was you can reorientate the screen and make it tall-wise. The only downside with that one I found is that you're forced to use the touch screen with that. And I don't know what it is with and I guess it's a good thing, but the Vita touchscreen is really, really sensitive. It actually detects my thumb hovering above the touchscreen. I don't even have to touch the touchscreen, and it thinks that I touched the touchscreen. And I've actually, because I was like, why is that flipper up in the air? And it's because my thumb was so close to the touchscreen, it actually thought I was touching the touchscreen. But yeah, you could actually use the back of the touch panel on the Vita to nudge the table as well, although I really haven't used that. I'd rather use the analog stick. But yeah, it's you have a lot of options, let's just say that, with the Vita version. And the best part about it was, buying it off of PSN, getting the PS3 version and the Vita version at the same time at no additional cost. And when I download DLC off the PSN, it's going to be good for both systems. So that's why I waited for the PSN version of it. So yeah, what else have I been playing? I probably neglected to mention it last time, but I did finish Uncharted 2, and I moved on to Uncharted 3, but I'm still really early in that game. I really haven't done much with it, because once the Pinball Arcade came out, I stopped playing that. But yeah, that's about it. Okay, and just something I've heard about that I'm looking forward to. There's a new Rock Band game coming out called Rock Band Blitz, and I pretty much wasn't really interested in the Rock Band games anymore because of all the plastic instruments and everything. And I think that Harmonix, or whoever does Rock Band, realizes this. And actually, this Rock Band Blitz is going to be a downloadable title, and it's going to use the regular controller. But what blows my mind about it is, by looking at footage of it, it looks like it's going to be like frequency and amplitude, which is one of the reasons I hated Guitar Hero when it first came out, was because, oh crap, they came out with all these plastic guitars, it became really popular. We're not going to see another game like frequency or amplitude. But now that people are getting sick of these plastic instruments, I think they're moving back to that. And the best thing is that all those songs I had downloaded, I'll be able to play in this Rock Band Blitz. So yeah, that's slated for summer 2012. I'll probably get that when it comes out. If you just go to rockband.com, they got a big link for it, I guess. And you can see some video footage for that. So moving on. Okay. Yesterday, I had posted a new video, episode 1.1 of a new video series called What Game Is That? And I kind of want to just go into a little bit more detail what I was thinking when I put that episode up. I had been thinking of doing like a video game quiz show type of deal for years. In fact, years ago, I'd actually created a new YouTube channel that probably doesn't exist anymore because I haven't touched it in years. I just made it. I created it, but then I didn't do anything with it, so it's probably been deleted. I don't even remember the name of it. But it was something like Video Game Quiz Show or something like that. But I could never think through the logistics of how that would work. Because the problem is, when you put up a video and you ask a question, all anybody's got to do is type that question into Google or something, and they'll have the answer. So, I was thinking about it, and what actually really got me thinking about it again was EDT 1138's video on what's your favorite cover art. And I was thinking, I was like, well, what would be fun is like to post, photoshopped versions of cover art and have people guess what that cover art is. And I was thinking, that's a lot like, a quiz show, trivia type of show, and it'd be interesting to try something like that. So, through that week, I was thinking about it and created the name of the show. And what was funny was when I thought of I thought of a bunch of different show names. Like I was thinking, you don't know Crow, kind of like you don't know Jack. But then I was like, you know what? Nobody's really going to know what that means if I just put that in the title. So I was like, at the last minute, I made a title for, for it called What Game Is That? And then I created the video. And while I was kind of making the video, I looked on YouTube, and somebody already had a series called What Game Is That? But they haven't posted a video in over a year. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go with that. But, I think that, the best way, I didn't know how to do it, was like, should I have multiple questions in one video, or, one question at a time? And I think the way to go is just one question at a time. You got to realize that not everybody is going to see the video right when it comes out. So you got to, have a couple days in between there, have, people can think about it. And I've gotten messages from people saying, well, I could just look this up in Google and find it. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? If you want to type in everything that I've said, because the first episode, it was something I thought of. It was like, I'll read the back of a box and have people guess what the back of the box is. Well, some people were like, oh, that's easy, that's easy. Well, I didn't want to make it too hard. And I'm not going to say exactly how many people got the right answer. It may actually be 0. But I actually got 25 responses already. So that's a lot more than I thought I was going to get in the 5 days I gave people to guess. But, so, I could have made it a lot harder. I could have chose a more obscure game, but, excuse me. But, I didn't want to make it too hard for the first one. The next one I will have to make a little bit more difficult. Well, we'll see. You know what? The difficulty is a moot point anyway. There are no prizes. This is just for having fun. And, it can't be any fun if nobody's going to be able to guess the right answer. I guess it could be a little bit fun, but for me anyway. But half the fun is, trying to figure out the answer. And for those of you who've said, oh, I had to look this up in Google, is that cheating? Absolutely not. If you took the time to try and figure out the answer, good for you. You got the answer. There are no prizes. There's really no high stakes here. So just go at it and have fun. I mean, it doesn't matter. The other thing is that I kind of am thinking I'm going to change the way I was planning on doing this. I was planning on just having 11 episodes 11 videos per episode. So you have episode 1.1, which is the first clue for the game or whatever, 1.2, all the way up through 1.10, and then have a results for episode 1 video that would, give the answer to the 10th game, as well as, what people's scores were, who got the highest score or whatnot, and then, reset everybody's score again and start again with episode 2. But what I think I'm going to do is, since the comments are all disabled for episode 1.1 through 1.10, I think what I'm going to do is actually once episode 1.10 is done, I can remove those videos and edit together a big long video with, episode 1 all together with the first, everything, all the portions of the videos from point 1 to point 10, and then have the results after that, just so it's contained in one video and everybody can comment on that video. I mean, if you've seen all 10 parts and you're not interested in it anymore, you could just skip to the end. I would think that would work. I mean, if you have any better suggestions on how I should do that, go ahead, give me a suggestion. But I think that's the way I'm going to go with this by now. But it's going to be at least 10 weeks before I'm going to encounter that problem. So I got some time to think about it. The other funny thing about that was when I posted that video, the thing is I set up the uploader, and then I left, and I went to, I had to go to Home Depot and Office Max and everything. So the video finished, and then all of a sudden I started getting comments. I was like, oh crap, I forgot to disable the comments on it. So I was sitting in Home Depot, sitting by the, the yard section, just sitting there on my phone, trying to set my browser up so it wouldn't go to the mobile version, so I was able to disable comments. Because the YouTube app kind of sucks for that, because I wasn't able to actually go into the YouTube app and say, oh, disable comments. I could do other things. I could change the title, and I can change the description and everything, but I couldn't change the comments. Also, if you go on your web browser and YouTube comes up in the mobile version, you don't get those options. I had to get my phone to display the website as it normally would have on a computer in order to disable the comments. And that took me about, I think, around 10 minutes. I was sitting at Home Depot trying to set that up so people would stop commenting on the video. So it's pretty funny. But yeah, next episode I will try to make a little bit more difficult. And I've already got an idea of what I'm going to do for it. So we'll see how that works out. I mean, it's kind of, I'm kind of treading in uncharted territory here. I don't know what's going to happen, what flaws are going to occur. But again, there's no high stakes, so it's all for fun anyway. Oh yeah. A couple people didn't know how to, well, I'm not going to say didn't know how to PM me. But they left, instead of PMing me, they left comments in the, on my channel. And if you did that, I had to delete your comments. It doesn't count. You have to PM me. So, here's how you PM somebody in YouTube. There are actually 2 ways to do it. And I realized they actually made it a little bit more complicated since they changed the layout of the, your homepage channel or whatever. Not your homepage, but your channel. The first way to actually PM somebody is to go into your inbox, hit the compose button, and then type in the name of the person you want to PM or the name of the channel you want to PM. That was the only way I knew how to do it, but there's actually another way you could do it since they reformatted the channel change. And I just learned about this today. So what you have to do is you have to go to that person's channel, and there's a part where you could click on, holy crap, the cats are acting weird. They're really distracting me. You have to click on the person's name, and that brings on a drop-down box to say either block user or send a message. If you click send a message after you pull down that drop-down box, it'll take you right to the screen where you can compose a message to send. So, if you didn't actually PM me your answer, it's like you didn't answer at all. Let's just say that. So, if you want to submit an answer, you have to do it that way. If you put it on my channel comments, I'm not counting that. And finally, shout out. Now, the person I was originally going to shout out had to get bumped. He's going to get bumped till next episode. I really want to shout out this person too, but I'm going to have to instead shout out Big Daddy Darth. And Big Daddy Darth, he does it, and I actually know him better as the YouTuber formerly known as Creeboy. But I'm certainly used to the Big Daddy Darth name. But he does pickups videos, he does packages, he does gameplay videos, and he does other miscellaneous videos like, tag responses. I think maybe he started a couple tags too, just other kind of videos. But the reason I have to shout him out this week is because he is cursed. Yes, he is cursed with the giraffe clock. A couple days ago, he put up a video. Upset Luchador sent him the giraffe clock, and he got cursed right away because the first time he made the video, something happened to it, and I guess it was all glitchy and everything. So yes, that can be in fact attributed to the giraffe clock. So for more giraffe clock hijinks, you have to follow. Damn you cats, Big Daddy Darth. So that'll be it. Thanks for watching. See you all next time. Bye.
Old guy, there's another old guy to see you.